Good afternoon, everyone. I will share my screen and we'll start a session with. I give the summary what we discussed in the last session. So last session we discussed about the constructors. Guys, today topics is very important. Okay. So from starting onwards, I told you everyone please maintain a class notes. In that you guys you should write whatever the class is going on that. Okay. Okay, fine. Now we'll go ahead with the today's session. I give the summary what we discussed in the last session. So last session we discussed about the constructors. What is the purpose of constructors? Constructors which are used to initialize the instance variables. Instance variables. Initialization of instance variables you can do in two ways. One is by using constructors and second one by using at the time of declaration. Now the constructors are divided into two types: zero parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. After that we discussed about this keyword, and after that we discussed about access specifiers, and today we'll go ahead with the oops part 2. Oops part 2. So I will give the complete outline of oops part 2. We'll get the clarity on it. Oops part 2. So actually there are four principles: encapsulation, and the purpose of encapsulation, and next we have inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism. These are the four principles. So I will give you a complete outline of four principles. So we'll try to understand one by one. So encapsulation meaning it is the process of combining variables and methods as a single entity. Variables and methods as a single entity. Single entity is called encapsulation. The best example for the encapsulation is our Java classes only, guys. Our Java classes only. Best example for the encapsulation is our Java classes only. Encapsulation meaning it is the process of combining variables and methods as a single entity is called encapsulation. What is the purpose? Purpose of this one is to hide to hide the data. To hide the data. Okay. Next we have the inheritance. Inheritance meaning it is the process of extending the properties from parent to child. Properties from parent to child. Parent to child are properties from one class to another class. One class to another class is called inheritance. Inheritance. Okay, fine. Inheritance. What is the purpose of inheritance? Meaning, what is the advantage with the inheritance? Meaning, code reusability. Code reusability. Guys, is my screen is visible for everyone? Okay, fine. Code reusability. So what does it mean by code reusability? How we can achieve that code reusability? I will tell you at the time of inheritance. So as of now, I'm giving outline of each principle. What is the purpose of each principle? And I'm giving the outline of each principle. Okay, inheritance. And again in the inheritance, there we have the principles like a single level inheritance and multi-level. Single level meaning only one level. Multi-level meaning more than one level is called multi-level. Next, hierarchical inheritance. Next here it's a multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. These are the inheritance. We have types of inheritance. Okay. Next, after that we have the abstraction. What does it mean by abstraction? Abstraction meaning it is the process of hiding the unnecessary data. It is the process of hiding the unnecessary data and providing required information. Hiding unnecessary data and providing required information. Providing required information. Required information is called abstraction. Is called abstraction. So the abstraction we can achieve abstraction by using two ways. By using abstract classes, we can achieve abstraction using two ways. Using abstract classes and interfaces. Abstract classes and interfaces. Interfaces. Okay. So this is the purpose of abstraction. Next, we can go ahead with the polymorphism. In the polymorphism, polymorphism meaning if one object exhibits if an object exhibits multiple multiple behaviors based on the situations, exhibits multiple behaviors based on the situation is called polymorphism. If one object exhibits multiple behaviors based on the situation is called polymorphism. Okay, same only one object. For example, only one object, it will behave multiple behaviors. Same object, based on the situation, it will do the different actions. Then that is called polymorphism. Okay, very good. In the polymorphism is divided into two types. One is static polymorphism and second one is static polymorphism and second one is dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism. సుజిత్ నేను కాల్లో ఉన్నా సుజిత్ ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే ఓకే సుజిత్, నేను తర్వాత చేస్తా. ఓకే ఓకే. The best example for the static polymorphism is method overloading. And the best example for the dynamic polymorphism is method overriding. Method overriding. Method overloading and method overriding. Okay. Okay, so today we'll go ahead with encapsulation. Today we can go ahead with encapsulation. Encapsulation. So in the encapsulation, the definition for the encapsulation is it is the process of combining the variables and methods as a single entity is called encapsulation. That is the definition for okay, that is the definition for the encapsulation. That is the definition for the encapsulation. Okay, fine. And the best example for the best example for the encapsulation is our Java classes. Best example for the encapsulation is our Java classes. Our Java classes are the best example for the encapsulation. Okay, very good. Next, next, in the encapsulation, the purpose of encapsulation, we can hide the data. We can hide the data for security purpose. For security purpose. So why you can hide the data? I will show you normally. Practical I will show you. For example, here one class will be there. Public class. The class name is employee class. And from here to here, this is the scope of the class. Okay, fine. And employee have the properties like employee name and employee name equal to ikkada public I would say access specified as public equal to I would say some name. I would like to take some Raju and public int employee salary. Here we can take the bank account as the details. Bank account. So here we can mention the bank account holder name. Bank holder account holder. Okay, fine. Here you can use the shortcuts. Account holder. Next up, bank balance. Bank balance. Okay, fine. Here I would like to mention some 5,500. 5,500. Okay, now, okay, very good. Now, if I write the program, class name is the bank account. That class has two properties. One is the bank holder name. Next one is the bank balance. In this case, if I write the program like this, there are two disadvantages. What is the first? There are two disadvantages. What are the the disadvantages? This is the very confidential data, right? Meaning holder name and bank balance. This is the confidential data. Meaning, if I write the program like this, outside people also can able to access. If the outside people can able to access, outside people meaning third party persons. If the third party persons can able to access the these variables, no issue. When the issue will come, whenever the third party people manipulate the data at the time, the issue will come. Meaning, got it? So why we need to give the chance to them? No, right? No. Why? Because so if I take public meaning third party person also can able to access the variables and the person have the chance to manipulate the data. So we don't give a chance to the third party persons. Okay, if I go write the program, then what will happen? Disadvantages is outside persons also outside persons meaning third party persons. We can mention third party persons. third party persons also can access the data. If they can access the data, then there is no issue. When the issue will come, whenever they manipulate, okay, whenever they manipulate, at the time the issue is come. Meaning, if the outside people are accessing, meaning then there is no security, right? So our code is globally exposing. Then there is no security. Then there is no security. There is no security. Then how you can overcome this issue? How you can overcome this issue? So that is the reason we will mention as the, instead of public, we can mention as the private. We can mention as the private. Okay, fine. Private. I mention as the private. So if I write like this, we have the one advantage. Meaning now outside people cannot able to access. We can use these variables inside our class only. Okay, we can use our variables inside this class only. But if you write like this also, you have one drawback, one issue, one disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? If you mention any class member as the private, that class member you can utilize it within the class only. We cannot use within the file. I would say outside the file you cannot use. If I take like this, so that is the reason here a recommended approach is always instance variable. The recommended approach is at the time of instance variables declaration, always recommended approach is always declare instance variables as private. Instance variables as private. This is the recommended approach. Why? Because security purpose. Security purpose. Okay, disadvantages. Okay, fine. Now we'll go ahead with uh, if I write the program like this, here also we have one disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is we can hide the code. That is okay, very good. We can hide the code. That is okay, but we cannot reuse. We cannot reuse the variables. We cannot reuse the variables methods, and variables methods, meaning whatever, like if you declare the variables as the private, those variables you cannot reuse out of the file, out of the file. Then how you can overcome this issue? How you can overcome this issue? So here I don't want to initialize here, and I want to declare here like this, and then now I need to, these variables also I need to utilize out of the class. Then how could I do that one? That you can do by using uh, getters and setters methods. Getters and setters methods. Getters are very important, guys. Setters and getter methods. What is the purpose of each one? Basically, we are hiding the data. Very good. And we are hiding the data. Okay, very good. But I want to reuse these variables in out of the class also. Okay, in my project anywhere, wherever this uh, the purpose will be there. So anywhere I can able to access. Then how could I do that one? How could I do that? Generally, if you can see here, normally if I go with any approach, these variables I cannot reuse out of the class. Why? Because this already you mentioned as the private. So that is the reason JDK team they bring us getters and setters methods. Very important, guys. Very important. So when at the time of writing the encapsulation, you guys you should recommended approach instance variables always you can declare as a private. We can declare as a private. Okay, now the requirement is you can reuse these variables out of the class also. How you can reuse that? You have the getters and setters methods. So how, what is the purpose of getter method? Getter method which is used to set the value to the variable, which is used to set the value to the variable, set the value to the variable. And getter method which is used to get the value from the variable, get the value from the variable, get the value from the variable. Okay, now how this one private account numbers. Now how we can reuse this one methods. So here few more points. Each variable have each variable each instance variable have two methods. Each instance variable have two methods. One is setter method and second one is getter method. Getter method. Normally I will take normal file and then I will show you, can get the clarity on it, how to write the syntax and all. Syntax is very important, guys. I'm creating one file which actually I mentioned as some demo en.java. Okay, and then click on that. And public class name is demo. En mean in encapsulation I'm taking like as the shortcuts, but the class names is also whenever you are taking the class name like meaningful. Okay, now here I'm taking public static void main and main method, and I can say, and from here to here this is the scope of the class. Okay, fine, very good. Methods, variables, instance variables meaning the variables which are declared inside the class and outside the method is called instance variables. Now here we can take we are discussing about bank account details, right? So we can take the class with as the bank account details. Now I will take a class which actually we can mention bank account. Okay, bank account dot java, and then click on that and open bank account and public class bank account, and from here to here this is the scope of the class, and we can take the main method public static void main, and then of, and from here to here this is the scope of the class. Now instance variables all may always you can recommend it to write private as the access specifier. Okay, and int string bank account holder name, bank account holder name. Okay, holder, bank account holder. Okay, I'm declaring like this. Okay, so we can go ahead with the bank account holder. What I told the next point, every variable will maintain two methods. One is the getter method and second one is the setter method. How we can, what is the syntax for the getter method and what is the syntax for the getter method? What is the syntax for the getter method and what is the syntax for the setter method? Okay, first we'll go with the setter method. Setter method which is used to set the value. Here is there any value? No. Then we need to set the value. Okay, how we can set the value? access specifier, and the method has to set the value. The method don't want to return anything. And whenever you are writing getter and setter methods, one more important point is get and set are the predefined keywords, right? Set and get are the predefined keywords. So whenever you are writing the you mandatory should mention the set keyword, and after the set you should follow the camel case order. Camel case order. For the class name, you can follow the Pascal case, and for variables and methods, you should follow the camel case holder. And this is the set method. And from here to here, this is the scope of the class. And here we need to take the parameters. You can pass the parameters, and these parameters you can initialize the parameters. This dot bank account holder. Click on that. This is the setter method, and we have to a return method. Return method meaning set and get are the predefined keyword. Here what we are returning? String only we are returning. Guys, in the methods we discussed about method declaration. Method declaration meaning what type of name, what is the method name, and next what are the parameters. Parameters are the variables which will receive the values, and that can pass to the method, and to perform some operation. Okay. Now set is the method. I am setting the value. Here I am taking the input, and that input I am storing to here. And string method, and get is the method, and a bank account holder, and here a return bank account holder, return bank account holder. Okay, fine. Now I took one object, and then I wrote the getters and setters methods, and now so these two are which method? These two are which methods? These two are instance method. Then how you can call the instance method? By using object creation. Create one object, new the class name, bank account, bank account. This object you can store in one reference variable, bank account. I would like to mention bank account, and the data type is bank account. Bank account. Here we should mention string only. Okay. Now we can set the value. How we can set the value? ba dot set method. Set the method name. The method name. Copy that one. And here actually can mention the value, which is like some Krishna, and then I am mentioning like this. Similarly, ba dot setta. Set is completed. Now get method. ba dot get bank account holder. And if you want to print this one, you can print in two ways. Directly you can mention like as the result, and the class name you can mention as, I would say, mm, result, and you can mention as the string. This is the one way. And you can take system.out.println, system.out.println, and this is the another way. This is one way, and then I will run this one, and then I will show you the second way as well. I can save this one. Wherever file is available, you can go to that file location, compile the file, Java C bank account dot Java line number 9. Go here and then run the file Java C demo.java. Now we can mention as Java and bank account. Now you can see the value is coming. The value is coming. Here directly can print this one without writing two lines. You can directly can take a single line and then you can print this one also. Guys, the purpose of encapsulation is to hide the data. How we are hiding the data for security purpose? We are hiding the data by making as the variables as private. If you mention the private as the access variables, then we cannot reuse these variables outside. How we can reuse the variables as outside? That the JDK people they bring us one concept that is getters and setters methods. So that we can getters and setters methods. So through that we can reuse the variables outside the class. We can reuse the classes outside the class. Okay. This method syntax is very important. In IDE, they have shortcuts. So before you guys submit the assignment with the notepad, that is the one assignment. And second assignment, go to the IDE. Here, what actually? The same class I'm using. So in your case, what you will do, you can take bank account. So guys, any program, you can think a normal scenarios and then through that you can write the program. Okay, don't rectify anything. Now this is the scope of the class, and then you have the main method. And there are two variables. Here actually the IDs will provide the shortcuts. Now simply right click on it. Right click. Go to the source option. generate getters and setters. Get generate getters and setters. Click on that. Generate. Methods are generated. Now these two are the instance methods. How we can call by creating objects. Then you can create the object. New demo test. And that you can store in, I would say, class name is the demo test. And next we can actually sorry guys, set the value. Set the value. I'm setting the value, which is actually some currently I'm setting. Okay, value has set it successfully. Now we can print the value. tt dot get age, that you can take as SOP as a source statement that you can mention. Save the file and then you can run. This file is not saved. Save the file. So in our case, what you guys will do, take a class as the bank account. Holder name is the one property. Next, bank account is the one I would say on property. And next bank name, account holder name. Okay. Next bank balance. Okay. So that assignment you can do, guys. Okay, so encapsulation is very, 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 very important. Okay, before going to start working with the IDs, you guys, you should work with the notepads. You guys, you should work with the notepads. Whenever you get the clarity on the notepad only, then only you can go with and do the practice of the IDs. Practice on the IDs. The syntax is very, 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 very important. Okay, so that you can do. So take a class notes, and then when you have the free time, you can prepare your personal notes also. So any other questions? So today is the Friday is doubt session. Anyone have any questions? Any queries? Please let me know. Any queries? Please let me know. Any queries? Okay. Yes, please share your names in the chat box. చెప్తాను నిద్ర వస్తుంది 3 సార్లు నిద్రపోయి మధ్యలో నిద్ర వస్తా ఉంది నిద్రపోతురా మరి నీ అమ్మ మళ్ళీ వేసేసారు నిద్ర వస్తుంది అరగడ వస్తుంది నిద్ర ఉదయం నుంచి రాష్ట్రాలు కొడతానే ఉన్నాను ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಬಾಳ ಪಲ್ಲೆ ಅನ್ನೋ Guys, please do the assignments. Assignments are mandatory. Okay. Without assignments, we won't allow the sessions. Assignments is mandatory. Attendance is mandatory. We are maintaining one Excel sheet for tracking your progress. Like in that, we are observing whoever is submitting the assignments and whoever is maintaining the, I would say, attendance. Everything we are maintaining on Excel sheet. In that, you guys, that Excel sheet will be updated every 2 weeks and all. We will update that Excel sheet. Okay. So please, guys, please go through that and then please submit the assignment in the group. And if you have any queries, you can ping me. I can help you in that case. Like whenever you are trying to do the assignments, and if you stuck anywhere, in that case, you can ping me. I can help you. Okay. So that's it today, guys. So any other queries? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, yes, Venkat Sai Kumar. Yeah, please go ahead.
sir, can you explain first program? It,
Encapsulation.
yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to my notepad. Yeah, this is the notepad. Actually, here what happens? Yeah, I can take. I'm using two methods. One is the getter method, and the second one is the setter method. First, we'll try to understand about the method syntax is very important. This is the variable. Each variable will maintain two methods. One is the setter method, and the second one is this is the method. Okay, this is not pointing to here. Okay, now, okay, fine. How the syntax and how the program I wrote here, I will tell you here. First thing is, we'll try to, you should be familiar with the syntax. So before IDs will give the shortcuts. But before IDs, you should be familiar with the how to write the program and all. Now here, first you can go ahead with the setter method. Setter methods. First, what is the purpose of setter method? The purpose of setter method should to set the value for the variable. To set the value for the variable. For the variable. Okay, very good. Next, what is getter method? Getter method. Here the syntax. Getter method. Getter method will I can take with the getter method. This getter method to get the value to get the value from the variable okay, very good. Next, what is the syntax for the setter method is setting the value meaning, so by default this is default value. So at the time of instance variables we declared about the variable, if you not assign any value, then by default it will be initialized with the default values. You don't like default values, you want to assign your own values, that you can do by using constructor is the one way. And but programmatically we will assign the values by using the setter method. Setter method we are setting the value. Setting the value meaning we are assigning the value. We are assigning the value. For assigning the value, for every variable we'll maintain two methods, guys. Setter method and getter method. Setter method is for assigning the value. Getter method is retrieving the value. Get the value from the variable. Okay. So what is the syntax? Syntax is whenever you are writing the method, what are the syntax you should follow? First one is the return type, and the next one is the method name. And if it is have the parameters, you can take the parameters. Okay, fine. Return type meaning if the method don't want to return anything, only it has to perform some operations, then you can take void. Now you can see here in case of setter method also, it is not returning anything. It is only assigning the value. It is only operation is doing, but I will tell you write the syntax here. So at the time of methods, you should take the public methods. And why? Because so if you write the here also public, then there is any use. If I write the public private here here, then there already variables are private. If you write this private also, there is no use. So always make sure method should be the public. Method should be the public. Okay, very good. Method should be public. Method should be public. Okay, fine, very good. Now the setter method is only assigning the operation. It not no need to return anything. Only assigning. Assigning meaning no need to return anything. So that is the reason. Void. Void meaning assigning the values. And a setter is the keyword, right? A setter is the keyword. Okay, setter keyword and method name. For which variable we are writing? Bank account holder. For bank account holder we are writing. Then you can pass the camel case. What is the camel case? So already the first word should be all in the lower case. After that, second word onwards, all should be need to follow the camel case. Camel case. So set is the keyword. Okay, very good. And for this method, we are writing setter method. Now here in this case, bank account holder. Bank account shortcuts. Bank account holder. This is the syntax you should be remember. And only assigning the value. How you can assign the value? You should give the input. You should give the input. Input I am giving string. Why only string? Because so the data type the variable also belong to string only. String only. And then you can mention a. You can mention I would say a. The variable name you can take anything. And from here to here, this dot meaning current class. This is the keyword. Last session we discussed. Current class object. This dot bank account bank account holder bank account holder equal to a. Why I am mentioning a? I am taking the values. That values I am initializing. I am assigning to this variable. I am assigning to this variable. Okay, this variable meaning this I am initializing like this. Okay, fine, very good. Next, so this is the syntax for the setter method. This is the syntax for the setter method. Okay, fine. Now we'll try to understand with respect to getter method. Getter method, what we will do generally, it is it has to return the getter value. The purpose of this one is to get the value from the variable. To get the value from the variable. What is the syntax? So the first one is the access specifier public, and it has to return the value which it has to return string. Get is the keyword, and bank account holder, and this is the scope of the getter method, and in that, so return statement should be the last line of the method, right? A return statement. And the next thing is where actually next thing is this dot bank account, bank account, done. Okay, so this is the syntax I wrote here. This is the, and this is the syntax I wrote here. So as of now is clear, or anyone have any issues how to write the methods?
Sir,
Methods and yes, yes, this is the return type, and this is the keyword, and this is the camel case. Why only I am taking the naming convention like this? Based on the variable I am taking. This is the return type, and this is the keyword, and this is a variable. So same way I am taking. Yes, yes, please go ahead. Someone is asking.
sir, if in case we are taking now, as of now, we are taking private string bank account holder name. That is the variable.
This is the variable. Yes.
And again, down step, public void set bank account name we are taking. So if in case we are
Uh,
taking
uh,
private variable, and the method also assigning that variable. Is that right?
this is the variable.
Yes.
Okay. This variable don't have any value. If it has don't have any value, then it is initialized with the default value. That default value we are passing the dynamic value. We are giving some argument. This is the argument. Okay, this value we are passing here, and that value we are assigning to here, and now this value will be initialized with the value with Krishna. So this value we will give the value here. That value we are uh, this one take it as the parameter. That parameter value which will be initialized, and now the which is having a value that is Krishna. That is Krishna. This value which is having now.
No, sir. I'm asking the same name. We are using same name, private string bank account, and again, public wide bank account holder. That name is same, or we are choice, our choice.
This name is our choice, but recommended approach is for code readability purpose we will take the same names.
Okay.
Why? Because if you take the three, normally can take any other names also, you can uh, write the program. But this is recommended approach is we'll take the names, method names according to the variable name. Based on the variable name only you can take. We can take other methods also. You can, it will work. The method name is anything you can take. The purpose of this method is you can initialize the value, but this method names we will take based on the variable name. Based on the variable name, we can I would say we will give the names.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anyone have any other questions? Anyone? So guys, please be practice with the notepad, and once you get the clarity on the notepad, then you guys go with and practice with the IDE. IDE, okay? Notepad work is very very important. So that's it today, guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm winding the session. Thank you.